Good evening, everybody. Um, I'm here just because something very interesting just happened. At least I thought so. And I got a couple new pendulums, actually, and this is one of my new ones. It has a little Rudraksha bead on it. And when Guruji and I were at one of the crystal shops, and I picked up this pendulum, this as well as another one. You can see it's moving even as I speak. It was just and it's so drawn to this one card. It's like heavy to it. I want to try to talk about it a little bit more, but this keeps wanting to go down to that card. I mean, heavy to it. And this is, again, just as surprising to me as when that spirit hung in the pendulum so heavy. It feels the same to me. It's very interesting. But I'm just going to set it there for a bit because it wants to pull down to that particular card. But what I was doing is, and I'm going to get another pendulum and see if it will behave. Just 1 second so I can use that to demonstrate something. I'm going to get my little lingam pendulum, and that hangs nice too. Oh, it's going down. Not as heavy. Good, it's going to cooperate for me. Good. At least doesn't feel that way yet. You can see how it's kind of tilting. See if this one's going to behave. Okay, it says it will. Oh, so heavy. So heavy. I'm not quite sure why it's doing what it's doing right now, shaking like that. What I was trying to say, and again, this isn't going to let me do what I'm supposed to do, so I'm just so sorry. It's like, and it's wanting to go to a different card, almost getting it for me. I know this is weird. The stars. Something about this one, it's kind of tapping on it strangely. So I'm going to put it aside, the stars, if that's right. It's so heavy. I'm going to try my other pendulum. Oh no, I just hope something weird isn't happening again. Hold on. Let me see if this one, since it's not a, oh, so heavy. Boy, I don't even know if I'll be able to say too much because it's wanting to choose different cards that way. It's very odd. Okay, I'm sorry, these things happen and I go, oh no, because I asked these pendulums to cooperate. But what I did want to tell you, because I was going through these cards and a lot of it was just trying to sort out which, in terms of the awakening for here and things, when that would happen, you know, liberation. And I went through the cards and it chose, I'll just show you which card, tarot cards it chose. Is a Native American deck. And this is lightening up a little bit. Maybe it will allow me to show. So when I did this one about as far as, you know, the time of liberation or awakening, and it's not going to tell me the time, but it was a little bit about the process and things. And you can see this is my yes. So it chose this particular deck was the best one to look through that to get some clues. And you can see this is another one that I have. It was saying no to that. It's not that. This isn't the right one to use. Okay. And then I have some other ones down there, and all of them were no. So this Native American one was a yes. And I went through each card for no or yes. For instance, Warrior of Blades was saying no. That won't give me any, you know, clues or information about my particular question, which was to do with the time of awakening. Anyway, I came across this particular card. One of them that it did choose was Warrior Woman. I'll show you that card a little bit closer. So this is one that it chose, and you can see that's a yes. The other one was Vision Quest, and as soon as it went to this card, and I wonder if it's going to do it now. Maybe it won't cooperate now. But it felt so heavy, and it went right to my heart. You can kind of see how that's happening. And I know you think I'm moving my hand. I'm actually not. If you watch this pendulum, it will turn upwards towards my heart, or turn in the direction of my heart. You can see it's not completely straight, and it's heavy. Let's see if it'll... I've just never had that happen. When I put it down on this card on the table, and you can see it's moving. Yeah. Boy, I can feel that pull there towards the heart. And this particular card, I don't know if I've even shown it, is Vision Quest. Probably can't read it backwards so easily, but it does say Vision Quest. And that's when the pendulum, and again, it was down on the table, and it just started pulling towards my heart and just wanting to be there. I've just never had that happen with looking at cards. I just found it really interesting, and it's obviously saying that this is one of the main cards. I guess it's the main card to look at in that regard, and it's kind of fascinating with all the visions and things that just really, really reacted in a way I've never experienced with a pendulum and tarot. I felt the heaviness when we had the spirits in it, but as far as working with it and asking it questions, I have never had that, and it just wants to keep showing you, because the way it feels, if you could feel it. There's Vision Quest. Okay. I wonder if it will give us a little demonstration. It just pulls right in. And I just found it fascinating that happened. So this is obviously a good card, which has to do more with Native American searching. And I have to look up more of the details, but, going out on their own, and I'm just kind of, I guess I'm not speaking so easily tonight, but then going within and that kind of thing, I just found it very amazing, and it just wants to pull towards me right near it. I can feel the connection with that card in my heart. Anyway, so that's another interesting way, though, to go through. Another one that it was heavy on was this. I don't know if it's still... It got so heavy, and it says the stars, which I find kind of interesting. I'll have to look that up more. But it's not near as pulling as the other one. And so anyway, I was going to say that's an interesting way to go through the cards. I found is to, like these new ones that I got, is, whatever you might want illuminated. These cards just are very simple. They're one of my new ones that I got when I was with Guruji. This one, if I can read it backwards, neutrality. And they're just simple like that. And you can go through each one. You can, whatever you want illuminated, you can go through each one and just, right now there's nothing that I'm asking about it, but you can see it's a balanced card. And let's say it's, and I'm just going to do a basic thing like, is water good for me? You can see, is this the right one? It's not going to tell me something about that particular thing. And you just go through each one until it's yes and no, yes and no. And each one that is yes, you could line up, and then you can have a little bit of a picture of where things are going. Like, I'm going to finish this. So one of them was the stars, and I'm going to look that one up. I'm not quite, with the web and the spinning there is kind of interesting. The stars, I don't know. Vision Quest for sure seems to be the central theme. It wants to be right there. And Warrior Woman, that one's pretty heavy too, coming at my heart, really heavy. So we know that that one's a good one. This Stars one is pretty heavy too. The next one is Maiden of Blades, and I just go through them, and this one is actually doing, no, that one's not right for this, whatever I'm trying to illuminate here. Matriarch of Blades. Or I can just ask in the rest of this stack easily, are there any more in here that would be helpful? No. So that kind of takes care of that, right? So I have those three that they were saying yes, with those three, especially the Vision Quest and the Warrior Woman being very strong to my heart. So we can just look at those, and Vision Quest, Warrior Woman. The stars, which is interesting. You can kind of look at this. You know, with the stars one, it could be the way all things are connected in the universe. And you can see all those connections. There's other things about in terms of mental spinning and then going within, and the Kundalini journey brings up a lot of phenomena, and the quest is to actually come out as with a whole new vision, or with this it would be more completing the journey. And you can see that they're in solitude out there in nature. And so Vision Quest, and it's just interesting because of the visions. I just found that amazing. I just haven't had that happen. And then Warrior Woman, and you can look at, you know, in terms of going through this journey, you do need to be a warrior. You know, you really have to have that inner strength and fortitude to continue through these hardships and the victory there. So, you know, we just let me make sure that these are in the right, because it could be that that's the wrong pattern. And I'm going to grab this one and just say, is this the right pattern? No. So stars first, saying yes, Warrior Woman, yes, and then Vision Quest, and then you can say, and is this symbolic of completion, this card, and it is saying yes, and the Kundalini journey, yes. I'm talking about Vision Quest, phenomena, mystic, all good. So this is really makes more sense that this is the lineup. Let's see here. So we've got the stars. I want to find out a little bit more about the stars and what that's all about. Does this have to do with more connections with the cosmos? It could have to do, even when I look at this, like the nod system internally. We'll see if it says no ever. The way that those line up. And then the spider in the center, good. Spider in the center is more the guardian of that, or I'm sure this can go deeper and deeper, but this has to do more with connecting up with the universe, and allowing for that flow to come in, and that's partly symbolic of this. Anything else? I'm sure there's more. So, gosh, this is getting heavy. I hope there's not something else waiting that's going to happen. Is there? No, thank goodness. We're just kind of looking at this interesting little phenomena here. So the stars, and then you need to be a warrior woman. And make sure to, a warrior, not just a warrior woman, a woman or a man or both, to go through this journey. And it looks like, I don't know if that's some kind of tool up there, which is interesting, a knife, and um, not a knife, yes, a knife. So some of the slicing through, you can see the cosmos back there. And so that's the thing, connecting up with the universe, allowing for that to flow in. You've got a center point. You've got being a warrior to get through the journey, and then the vision quest of going within. You've got Kundalini, all the phenomena that comes up, and then completion. So I just found this really interesting, not so much that these cards were chosen like this, but the way that that pendulum, with these cards in particular, primarily these two, really pulled. Well, this one as well, actually, but this one I felt it immediately just pulled so heavy to my heart. It actually could turn this way a little bit, up that way. It's just something else interesting, and you get a really good reading that way because you can't miss it. So I hope this was of interest to people, and if you are using a pendulum now, it sounds like that's coming out a little bit. That's another way to illuminate. If there's some tarot cards that resonate with you, it's a way to illuminate, heaviness. That was one of the things I'm just going to let this heaviness be, because when the heaviness came, it's going down to my cards is all those same ones, heavy. It just wants to pull down to those cards. This one more, heavy with this one, heavy with Vision Quest, beyond belief. Honestly, I can't tell you how the shift, if you ever felt it, you would know, which has to do with the whole journey, the completion too. It's just heavy. In terms of timeline, I just don't mess with that. No one's going to know. I mean, I suppose some people could. I don't know. But it's, whoa. I mean, really, I wish I could send this heaviness to you so you could feel it, really. And I just want to, I'm not feeling like the guests. Yes. Okay, I did ask it if there was a spirit in there, because really I don't think that's something, we've already been there and done that. And it did tell me that it would stay clear for me and be honest and all that. Because, I mean, really, I could lift weights with it right now. So, it's just right there. So anyway, all right then, I just wanted to show this if anyone is interested, and also that people, it's really hurting my hand. I'm going to set this down there on that particular card. So, people are interested in illuminating whatever's happening with them. They can try this too. And before I go, I was going to read this. I just right now, I was looking at this little poem that was actually in the Native American tarot, and it just is kind of nice. So it says, "See a medicine song. Grant our children life and happiness. Send forth the good south winds. Send forth your breath over the waters, that our world may be beautiful and our people may thrive. Far off over there, Sun Father awakens and climbs up his ladder, leaving his resting place. May all complete life's long road. May all grow old. May our little ones know the sweet smell of the sacred breath of life. May all our children have maize, that they may complete their journey. Sit down, remain here. We give our best gift, our best thoughts. We inhale the sweet smell of the sacred breath through our prayer plumes." Really nice. I just really enjoyed that. Sia medicine song. Well, that's all for now. Another little interesting tidbit, and I hope all are well, are having a good evening. Namaste. Bye-bye.